The crack cocaine of algorithms. That's how one campaigner has described the addictive quality of TikTok, the Chinese-owned video sharing app, which now has more than 1 billion users worldwide, many of them in their teens. Well, on Wednesday, TikTok announced plans to limit use by under 18s to 60 minutes per day. It says the measure will be rolled out in the coming weeks. But users will have the ability to opt out, and it comes as a powerful US congressional committee voted to give the President Biden power to ban the app on the grounds it represents a security risk, something TikTok vehemently denies. Well, our TikTok correspondent Janelle Awamoyi reports.
The social media platform taking the world by storm, known for its clever algorithms which get to know what you like very quickly. In fact, it's been downloaded more than 3 billion times, and it draws over 150 million people to it every month across Europe. But it's been announced today that TikTok will be setting a 60-minute daily screen time limit in the next few weeks for users under 18. Bangor University did some research and found that it's so popular because the videos are short and snappy, keeping you glued to the screen. TikTok have stressed that there's no right amount of screen time, but they've consulted experts at Boston Children's Hospital to set the new 60-minute limit. If people under 18 are on it for an hour, they'll have to enter a passcode to keep using the app. TikTok say it's introducing the new feature to help people stay in control of how they use it, and that you'd have to opt into the new feature. The Chinese-owned app has been banned on work devices for those who are employed by the US government and the EU Commission. But despite this, it continues to reel in younger audiences and is one of the world's most popular social media platforms.
I wonder how many of those short videos you actually get through in an hour. Well, the BBC's Nick Marsh is following this story for us in Singapore. I started by asking him what impact TikTok's screen time limit is likely to have.
It probably depends on who your parents are and what they decide, because as you quite rightly pointed out earlier, Mark, this isn't a compulsory feature. You can opt out. And if you do decide to opt out, then TikTok will simply give you some gentle prompts, encourage you to reduce your screen time or set your own limits, which TikTok says works perfectly fine. But it is really hints and suggestions rather than an outright block. So it's kind of down to the parents then to start enforcing that. And as we all know, there are already software programs out there. There's things that you can get online that parents can install on their children's devices to limit their usage of certain websites there as well already. It's worth remembering, though, that this kind of thing's already been tried in China. The government there about a year ago brought in time limits for teenage online gamers about a year or so on, and we know that there's all kinds of ways to circumvent those rules, get around those restrictions there as well. So, look, the sentiment is there from TikTok. It kind of depends on how strongly they believe in it and how strictly they enforce it as well.
Nick, let's turn now to the future of TikTok itself, really, because President Biden may have a big decision to make if Congress hands him the power to ban people downloading it or using it. So far, he's not indicated he'll pursue the nuclear option just yet, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And that bill, the TikTok ban bill, it does have some distance to travel yet before it reaches President Biden's desk. It's got to get past the House, then it's got to get to the Senate, and then President Biden has to make a decision. If he does decide to go and impose this outright ban, it would be unprecedented. The Chinese government is already extremely unhappy about that. They've called it, the prospect of a ban, they've called it completely unreasonable, a complete overreaction. There was a Chinese Foreign Ministry spokeswoman yesterday who said, how unsure of itself can the world's top superpower be for it to fear the world's most popular app for young people? So strong words from the Chinese government there. But the fear from the US government is quite simple, really. They fear data securities. There's this notion that TikTok, owned by a Chinese company, ByteDance, could steal data. It's like a Trojan horse that has access to potentially sensitive information as well. TikTok can track the data, but whether they use it or whether they use it in any case is a completely different discussion. So the pressure really ramping up on them.